The Wednesday movie TV show is dropping soon, so we have some pretty much short period before that, and I prepared this stream specifically for those who are waiting Wednesday or just liked part one of the TV show. And of course, to compare this and to find that correlation between like different movies, this is what I like, this is what I'm doing. And to find that correlation, you should be dragging other projects with the same actors. And this time we have Wednesday TV show, winter, spring, summer, or fall movie, and my old ass movie. Of course, you already probably watched all of them because they pretty much popular, and there is not a lot of to surprise you, but still, let's see how it plays out in the same place. First, we have two main characters. Of course, Jenna plays one of them, and Percy Jackson, Percy Hines White, plays Barnes, and Jenna plays Remy. So two main characters from another popular TV show. Of course, you know what I'm talking about. And it is pretty interesting watching like them in completely different project, And speaking of different projects with same actors, this movie is specifically focusing more on like relationship with your family and how they accepting your choice of your future. Like this is more, I think, relevant rather than Wednesday movie, because Wednesday is mostly like fiction with a lot of stuff that just to entertain, like I don't know, it's more like of a fantasy. So this is the point where when they met each other, and at the station, he was trying to help her like to find the shortest route to get her destination. Like basically this is like the most common way to get to know someone, probably, and it feels so simple, like from the beginning, out of the gate. It tells that the movie is probably gonna be that easy, So, and I watched it, and it was easy, very simple movie. So probably like the characters in Wednesday played by Jenna and Percy, they were not really getting along. They were like rivals, or they were completely like on the different sides of the all the drama that unfolding in Wednesday. And probably Wednesday, she has had more feelings towards another guy than Xavier from Wednesday. But this time it's like to show you how it could have been if she had more feelings for Xavier, like, and given the same actors, you can just, pretend like you're watching them having that chemistry instead of that other guy and Wednesday. And the whole point, like, that he explained, that he's trying to get like year break from college, is to go somewhere, like to explore something new, like, and she is the opposite of this lifestyle. She prefers to be like more like, planned person, and she's planning her future. She's going to Harvard, like she has pretty much everything to go and get what she wants. But she's like more of a like family, she has more like that type of, like raising in her, like parents so like her and parents trying to protect her. But he is more like a free rebellious guy, like something like this. So she got hit by a vehicle, uh, bicycle. She got hit, and after the situation, they got into hospital, and they are still strangers. Like at some level, they already like getting close, but it's not like they at this point they do not know exactly where it's gonna go, like. And she's trying to like find more different like ways to spend this summer, and like she's watching a lot of documentaries based on her words. We have a lot of like that side of her character, who wants to be somewhere else, but she cannot, just because of her parents and how protective they are. I cannot really turn on the voice, like the voices is important. I know that you have to hear what they say, you have to listen to it, but I cannot do that because of a lot of music, a lot of stuff used in this movie that is copyrighted. So let's say this is more like a just we're just discussing, okay? This is not like I'm not breaking down anything. I'm not like recapping or something. It's just me talking about this movie and watching some of the fragments from this movie. And I'm currently more into reality shows rather than movies or TV shows. So it's like my first time probably since Yellow Jackets TV show. So we have the part from Wednesday when I saw like the same vibe of this party, this prom, and it's giving the same vibe. Like I like immediately, you know, imagine that scene from Wednesday. But it's only the same like vibe. There is no like correlation or something, you know. I really like the this like Hunter. His name is Hunter. I don't remember the character's name, but I really like this character. I really like the actor in the first place. He's so freaking good. And his appearance is something like I'm so ready for, you know. So this is like the moment of Wednesday trying to invite she's trying to find prom date, but in Wednesday movie it's just some type of party. I don't remember if that was prom or something. It was just like a party, you know. And this is like the same way she's speaking so abruptly, like, you know, she cannot put words together. And this is the same shit like from the winter, summer, winter, spring, summer, fall movie. And I even think that they actually copied, like they tried to create like similar scene for purpose. It feels like she is realizing that this scene particularly is something she already like did previously, because the way she's like saying those words and how abruptly it is, it's definitely giving that vibe. So she's doing that on purpose, you know, because people just like her character from Wednesday and it's giving the same vibe. So people gonna like this other movie, winter, spring, summer, or fall. And even this scene, like, giving the same vibe again, like Xavier sitting with his girlfriend. At that point, she was his girlfriend, and they like arguing about the previous ex, like his ex-girlfriend or some stuff like that, and he's asking her to use her amulet to make him forget the all the stuff happened at that party, you know, to basically to forget Wednesday, and like he's so like left out, upset, and this is like the same vibe we can see in this movie, winter, spring, summer, or fall. Oh my god. And I like the conversation, like she had, you know, she has that conversation with this lady when she said that basically she's jealous of Wednesday's audacity and how she's so like not giving shit about anything, like, and on the other hand, we have the same like type of conversation when your roommates like talking about relationship and how she could have like kept that relationship. If you try to watch first probably this movie and then you just rewatch Wednesday again before new season, you can pretty much find even more similar like scenes or something, and it's gonna be interesting because I like this process of finding stuff that is somehow correlated, and because of the same actor we can see the we can see moments when, for example, when her character is like at highest level, because I think that Jenna can play pretty much everything, but her best characters, they are like more interesting, they becoming more interesting when like she is in that like situation, when she feels awkward, when she feels weird between her partner or something. Like in Wednesday it was Xavier, it was another guy, and she had feelings for each of them or something like this, and that chemistry was pretty good. Like her characters, they better open up when she feels something like weird is there, like. And it's even given that weird vibe from Wednesday, when we see them together, the feeling that I'm watching the like another episode of Wednesday, like not leaving me. It's still like I'm watching extra episode of Wednesday season 1, But at the same time, I'm realizing that we have some drama when they forced to break up because of the Hugh leaving for college and he's still in this small town or something, like, she's going for future immediately after like summer break, and he's going for 1 year break to do basically nothing. And this is like bringing me to this movie. My old ass movie is basically about the same stuff, like where people on the summer break spending some time together and just doing nothing basically. But this movie with Percy, again, this actor was in this movie and he plays similar character, like the guy that, for sure interesting character, but at the same time he is just he's just a guy, he doesn't do really a lot of things in like his life. He's basically working like doing simple things like repairing boats, cutting lawns, like all that stuff, and the vibe from this movie again is giving me this vibe when I'm watching winter, spring, summer, fall movie, because of course probably it's because him, because we still have Percy playing this role and characters are so similar, but at the same time how ended my old ass movie and how this movie ended, they are completely different endings, but they both endings not completely like happy endings, because in my old ass movie, his character is basically dying, and at this point we can see this is the first time they were together, because after this he just died, and she already knew that he's gonna die, because her older version just basically came and told that never let him into your life because he's gonna just leave you because he's gonna die. So avoid this guy and never be with him, That was like the most emotional probably moment of that movie. And in winter, spring, summer, or fall movie, this is probably the most emotional moment when they were already together, but at the same time they didn't completely decide what they gonna do after this summer break, and she is already backed out from going see turtles, and she's decided to again going for her future instead of this like year break for nothing, and this is time when she's already got Harvard, she's already accepted, and this is her first year. And the roommate, I think that the roommate pretty much like the vibe she has is kind of similar to this Amy vibe. Amy, it's like your roommate in Wednesday. It's Wednesday's roommate, who's basically completely different from what Wednesday is, and like the contrast between them. It like, it looks like completely different realities. One is more like dark, and the other reality is colorful, pink reality. And this her roommate in winter, spring, summer, or fall is kind of more relaxed, more chill person, but still kind of, she's saying that the things that is basically Emmy would have said in Wednesday, some weird stuff like about some guy with eyebrows uh like, so this is like different from what Remy character is, and the contrast is not that big like we have in Wednesday, but it's still interesting contrast. I like when we have like different characters, and something to compare. So we see that basically sending Wednesday to Nevermore, it was her parents' idea. It was not her intention to be there. In the first place, she was sent here in Nevermore. She is because of her parents, right? It wasn't really her plan, but her parents. Basically the same stuff like happening in this movie when in winter, spring, summer, or fall, her parents insisted on her going to Harvard no matter what, like, for better or worse, everything like happening in winter, spring, summer, or fall movie, it's just reflecting on your communication basically, and how you can just explain the reason why you're not going to study and why you prefer more of a like freedom from that stuff. And the way she tried to explain that to her parents probably wasn't the best, but at the same time we see that after she got Harvard, after she was already studying there, her parents realized probably that and she even told that they were happy at first, but then they realized that she is not completely happy being there, like. And she even told that it was like the most exhausting experience in her entire life, studying in Harvard, and it doesn't imply that it's for best, something to be difficult, exhausting, like studying is not necessarily should be exhausting and that difficult. So probably what I mean is that she would have preferred way more like easiest way to spend her future. And I think that probably the most important message of this movie, winter, spring, summer, or fall, is that you should have just you should have decided for yourself, but you still can communicate better with your parents and try to find that perfect solution where not like where win-win situation, when everyone is getting what he wants, when everyone is getting respect and probably this is the movie that is most like mostly it's so related to me because I know exactly how it feels. You know, when you have choices, when you have your future to decide, you know, and at the same time, you don't really have someone to communicate and to get some advice, like, you know, objectively, just to speak to someone without like biased, you know, information from that person about going to college, about like studying abroad. And I'm pretty sure that after watching this movie, you can get to know a lot of interesting moments. Basically, just for you to think about. So thank you for watching. I guess this is like the short stream before next reality show, because I'm doing basically reality shows now, and this TV show or a movie put together just to create some variety of content, but it's not like my main content now. So now we are focusing more on the reality show content, but still I can drag some movies, TV shows, just for diversity. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.